Hey, welcome to Romance Happy Hour. I'm Dylann Crush, and I am here tonight with my co-hostess, Luedecke, and our guests, Liz Alden and Amy Award. So, hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Glad you're here on this, what is right now here in Minnesota, a rainy and chilly Thursday.
We have a frost advisory tonight in Colorado.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to bring the plants in.
It's hot in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Still hot in Texas.
But Amy, that's it? Just a frost advisory? Here we're is it going to snow? Is it not?
It's still October. Oh, welcome Uno to the call.
Yeah. Oh, hi Uno.
Say hi, boo-boo.
Hello, Uno.
If I'm talking, he must come see who I'm talking to and probably also talk to them.
So do you also have a dose? The cat
hilarious. My dose, his name is Hades.
Oh.
It just I was like, what?
Okay.
Dose. I get it.
Dylann, was that me or are you cutting out? Because I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, it might have been me.
Was that me cutting out or her? Anybody know?
People say they miss you, boo-boo. Mm-hmm. They do.
It might have been me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can continue. I don't know if my internet is being taxed today or not because of the rain.
It could be mine. It could be.
Yep.
It's always
goes on.
I'm gonna say though, we have fiber optic internet coming in right now. Ooh. They say it's gonna come in 2025. But I'm super excited about that because we have 3 internet things right now in our house just to have enough bandwidth to support us right now. So once we get that fiber optic, I'm just super excited because then I can stop paying $300 a month and only pay $100.
That'll be exciting.
So yeah.
Yikes.
And then maybe I won't be so crazy on the internet. But
I'm not sure that will ever go away, Dawn, but we'll see.
Me being crazy.
Sure better internet is going to help with that.
Well, we got a lot of people joining us tonight. So hi, everybody. I see lots of familiar faces and names in the comments over there, and we're really glad to have you with us. Dawn, what have you been up to?
I just had a book release on Tuesday. Yeah. I know. I'm so excited. It's my first one this year. I'm so horrible. Actually, I think
you've been a little busy.
That's my second one this year.
Yep.
But I've been crazy busy. But Dylann, you will be proud of me because I officially put in my resignation for real estate for the end of November. So
wow.
So yeah.
Back to full-time writing. Good for you.
Full-time authoring?
Yes.
That's big steps.
I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited.
So
no stress. I can
what crazy talk? What's the new book?
So it is actually one that Dylann and I kind of brainstormed together a while ago, years ago, when I was in Texas. Yeah, no, was it Texas? No, it was Virginia. But yeah. Yes, one of the places I lived. And it's about a doggy play date app gone wrong, and then everybody thinks that it's a dating app. So
that sounds awesome.
It's really fun.
What's it called?
It's called it's called Romance in Oak Valley because I got in with the Oak Valley world, shared world. So Romance in Oak Valley, and then there's a prequel, and it's in the Welcome to Oak Valley anthology. So yeah,
that was super fun.
That one comes out next month, but yeah.
Yay!
Yay! I feel like I have some characters who could get in trouble with a doggy dating app.
Oh my gosh!
I feel like yeah.
Well, I can't wait to read it because I think it has probably changed and morphed and everything probably 65 times since we first talked about it. So
I mean, my agent got a hold of it, at least twice. So no, this needs to change. This needs to change. So, yeah.
So what did you do to celebrate? Because we were talking just last week at this big conference that we were at about how to make sure that you recognize these milestones. What did you do?
I taught school.
Maybe we will help her celebrate now.
I know. Well, I'm celebrating by going on a cruise next week. How does that count? Does that count?
That
Honestly,
counts.
I'm like, I can't keep spending money when I'm going on a cruise next week, and I completely plan on spending all the money on my cruise and doing what I can.
Have one specialty drink, especially to toast to the new book.
Yeah,
That's
for
right.
sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Other than that, I taught school because I do substitute sometimes when they need really help.
Oh,
my kids' school. That's more of a.
That doesn't sound like celebrating a book release.
No,
no, it wasn't. But yeah, that's what I did. So,
well, congratulations! I'm excited for you. Glad.
And what about you? Like all three of you were at RAM together.
Yeah.
So I'm like excited to hear about what all the happenings there. So you tell us, Dylann.
Yeah, I was just actually with Amy and Liz last week, and then into the weekend, and yeah, I know. So it's very funny to have just seen them yesterday, in person, and give them hugs goodbye, and now see them back in their respective houses. You know, no, we had a really good time last week, but I think all of us have agreed that our brains are still on overload. So
a little bit leaking out my ears. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But it was a really good time. I think we learned from, I don't know, at least, you know, a lot of authors that I admire, and totally it was a really good show. Not show, conference. It feels like a show. It
was a really good conference, and I think everybody got some wells refilled, re-energized, although also we're all exhausted now because our brains have leaked out of our ears from everything that we learned and worked on.
Yep. So I got absolutely no work done pretty much last week, but now I'm all fired up and inspired, and I have a list of to-dos, and I'm already tired. I feel like I'm already tired in 2025 after making my list. But
yeah.
That's okay.
It'll be great.
Yes. So I have 2 books under my alter ego that are coming out before the end of the year, and then another one that is in progress for Dylann. So that's what I'm up to. And then I won't be here next time because I will be across the ocean visiting my oldest in Greece. So
which sounds like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's going to be really awesome. Yeah.
So I'm just going to challenge you, Dylann, because we got to do a challenge.
You're challenging. You're starting the challenges early, Dawn.
I'll just challenge once tonight. Post us some pictures of Greece.
Ooh,
of course.
Yeah.
So
we need some Grecian inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Go like
wink,
stalk
wink,
some hot
you
guys.
know what I mean.
Oh no, I'm not.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
It's not exactly, you know, beach and summer season in Greece right now. We're kind of
not the kind of inspiration I was looking for.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just gonna say hot guys exist in cold weather too. So
that's true. I was just thinking they would be
bearded
better on the beach, but I'll see what I can do for you.
Yeah, they would be better on the beach because they don't have shirts on. But
we did see some military like practice paratrooper guys on the beach.
On the beach in Galveston.
Yes.
In Galveston?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know what in the world they were doing.
They were jumping out of airplanes and landing in the sand, and we probably aren't supposed to talk about it, I'm sure. A big secret.
Right.
But we did have a morning walk right by.
Did you take pictures?
No, because I didn't want to get like thrown into the ocean. No.
Yeah.
Yes, Lainey says olive picking hotties instead of apple picking hotties.
Totally.
I mean, Deanna says Greeks look pretty hot in suits. I feel like I've seen that on many
that's true.
That is true.
So
I definitely think of like the loose linen kind of vibes, you know, with the unbuttoned. Yeah.
And the breeze. Yeah. Kind of piratey.
Oh gosh, Linda. No, we did not. We did not.
That was what was missing from the retreat weekend is
missed opportunity
by the paratroopers. Yeah.
Yes.
Sad. I can't believe you guys didn't come up with that.
We should have. Yeah. I wasn't really thinking because the heat melted whatever brain I had left.
Also that.
Okay.
I mean, you could have fainted anyway. It would have been good.
I probably almost did faint because we walked fast.
Should have just let it happen.
it's always really fun when like amazing things like that happen when romance authors are gathering together. Like, I mean, I think I've said this at least twice on the show, but I had a conference where the fire alarm went off and all the firefighters flooded into the hotel at the conference. So
that happened again not long ago. Wasn't that one last year that happened?
Somewhere.
I remember pictures. There was a book signing or something where the firemen all had to show up.
I feel like I need to make that.
Last Ram was the World Series in Houston.
Oh, right.
And so there was all the rumors about the baseball players being in the hotel lobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I
didn't see anyone famous because I went to bed too early. But
when romance authors meet, amazing things happen. I'm just gonna say.
True. That is true.
Indeed.
Yeah. Always.
Well, let's get to our guests, shall we? All right. Awesome. Amy, you were going to read first for us tonight. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you? We've seen you here before.
Indeed, but I don't believe I've been here as Amy before.
I don't believe you have.
I don't think so either. I think some of our guests might also know me as Amy Award, who writes paranormal romance.
They might.
But in this last year, I took a little leap into contemporary sports rom-coms and have had a lot of fun doing that. So I will be reading from one of my Amy Award books in the Cocky Kingman series.
Do you have it with you? We forgot to ask before we went.
Indeed, I have a copy of it with me right here.
Awesome.
The Anaconda downstairs.
Yes. One of the less cheeky titles that I thought would probably be better for the social medias to not banana us online while I was showing you my covers. So, this is book 4 in my Cocky Kingman's series. And it just came out in September.
Loving those covers along with everyone else. I mean, those covers are everything.
Very, very, very.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you made a post on one of my posts about my release about the cocky something or other, and then the P word downstairs.
Yes.
Yes. I was like, 80s.
I know. I have it. Let me see if I can censor it for our favorite.
The kitty cat downstairs.
The kitty cat
downstairs.
Oh, next door.
Yes,
next
door. The kitty cat next door.
Yes.
Yeah.
That kitty cat right there next door. This is book 3 in the series. Book 2. This one's not quite as naughty, but I'll still censor it a little bit. This is the Dachshund.
It's the wiener dog. You can see wiener dog. The wiener dog across the way.
I mean, mean old Daddy Bezos won't let me say that. And then the very first book in the series is the cheekiest of the naughtiest, so I will try to censor that one.
The chicken down the block.
The rooster down the block. I'm very cheeky with my titles, and I think they're hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, you're not alone. You have thousands of reviews that also think they're hilarious. So
yeah, I try really hard to make them funny.
Yeah.
And should we talk about what you mentioned, the fun that we had on our group text last night as everyone was trying to get home?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Right. We all promised to message each other when we were, got home off the planes, whatever. Everybody was like, I just wanted you to know I had such a beautiful time. It was so nice to meet all of you. And I instead said, I just want you all to know there was a hot priest on my plane, which was and then of course inundated with the questions of where's the pictures and things like that, which you're just going to have to imagine. Hot priest wearing those really long, flowy priest robes, not just his collar or whatever. And the girl who sat next to Hot Priest on the plane flirted her little patootie off the whole time. And either she is now Catholic or has a date, maybe. One or the other.
Yes.
Love that.
But our fellow romance authors had lots of fun trying to come up with a cheeky title if you were to write a book Inspired by
Hot Priest on the Plane.
Hot Priest
Yes.
on the Plane.
Hot Priest on the Plane.
There are very many cheeky titles now in my text messages for
Mhm.
if and when I write Hot Priest on a Plane
Yep.
rom-com. Probably that'll happen sometime soon.
Love it.
But
We'll
if
add
it
it to
does,
the list.
I have like at least 6 different title options for it.
Yes.
That will all get me in trouble.
I can't wait to hear you read from the Anaconda downstairs. But
Yep.
first, we need to meet Liz.
Yep.
Liz, who has
Hi.
been here before, but
Yes.
is now on solid ground instead of living on a
Yes.
sailboat.
Yeah. I think last time I was
Yay.
on, I was living on my sailboat, and actually, I'm at my parents' house right now in Houston,
Oh.
so very convenient to Bram. But yeah, we sold the boat, and we are moving to New England,
Oh,
Yeah.
where in New England?
Western Mass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
so-
beautiful part of Mass. The rest of it is
Yeah.
the armpit of America. So, yeah.
I can think of a lot of worse places than any part of Massachusetts. So
I know you're probably partial. I lived there for 7 years, so that's why
Okay.
I lived in Boston for 7 years, and I'm just that's my least favorite place in the world. So
Deanna is
Montana's
very
clearly my
shocked you
favorite.
sold the boat.
I know.
Yeah.
We all
Yes.
were.
yes.
In fact,
yeah.
Liz, I gotta say, when I was like doing things, I was like, oh, I was looking at your stuff, and I was like, should I say she still lives in a sailboat? Because that's like on your bio that I pulled up, and I was like, maybe I won't, just in case she doesn't. And I'm really glad I didn't. So
She doesn't live on a sailboat anymore.
she doesn't still live in a sailboat.
Yeah, so Deanna says, why did we sell the boat? Well, we had been living on the boat for 10 years, and it was just time.
Yeah.
My husband's kind of joking that we were like in our ocean era, and now we're in our small town era. So yeah, we're closing on our house Wednesday, actually. So we're not officially like anywhere yet, but we're really close. So yeah.
And you were telling us at the retreat you're excited because you're going to have bookshelves finally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have been really good about like not owning many books. Like I have a few fiction books, romance books, and I'm like, okay, eventually like I cycle through them and read them and I give them to someone else. But already
keep them.
I don't even have the bookshelves. I don't have the house yet, but I've already started collecting romance books because I won a couple signed edition in auctions lately. And so like I have Roxy Noir's Loveless Brothers signed by her, and a couple other books. Like I have some Lainey Davis books, and just very excited to have shelves. Yes.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited for you. And you have something big happening, right? I mean, you're on the show tonight to tell us a little bit about your big project that you've got that ends tomorrow. So
yes. So everybody that is listening gets a special treat because we have 12 hours left in our Kickstarter. And this is the Farm to Forking Kickstarter. It's a series created by Lainey Davis, me, Karen Gray, Erin Mallon, and Ember Lee. And it is a small town rom-com series with 5 siblings. And I happen to have, this was the very first ever hardcover omnibus here. So look at this gorgeous cover.
So pretty. It's so pretty.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
I love the cover. And then there's like so many fun things on the inside. And we've talked about this with the Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter has a bunch of packages, and you can get the omnibus or the audio. The audio isn't available anywhere else.
I got when I got the audio because I am totally an audio reader. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So we have tons of fun stuff. Like, for example, this is a map of Fork Lick, New York, which is where the book is set. And then we've got these forced edges, and let me see if I can find one. A full page. Where did you go? There we go.
Ah.
A full page farm
wow.
spread.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so pretty.
Push the edges together and show how pretty those edges are.
Well,
I know it's not perfect, but we can still see it's
they're
pretty.
not perfect on this one, but we fixed it. Don't worry. So we've got, this is Gomer from
I know, right?
this way.
Oh my gosh.
This is Gomer from Karen's book. And then y'all, this is the reader favorite, Barbara, who who the audiobook pronouncers actually say Barbara, which is amazing.
As they should.
As they should.
I love it.
So as you'll see from the section I'm going to read, Barbara is a troublesome sheep, and she's also a rich sheep. As sheep tend to go, she's fairly rich for a sheep.
Okay.
For a sheep.
So yeah.
Okay.
It's been so much fun.
Dylan, who did we talk about with? I heard. I feel like Farm to Forking was on the show before. Like somebody talked
Lainey.
about Lainey
was here.
Yes, Lainey
Mhm.
was here.
Yep.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to say that because Karen's also here. So I didn't
Lainey
know if
says
she was the one talking about.
Barbara is
Farm.
a bougie menace. And
Oh my God, yes.
And love the girth. Yes.
Yes.
This is,
Linda
Love the
appreciates
girth.
the girth of that hefty novel.
we
It
all
is
love a
just-
chunky chunker.
I do want to say too, so the individual books are on retailers right now, but this is, like all of the goodies, plus it also has a bonus short story where Gran gets her man. So
Ooh.
So can me and Dylan win it too on our show? Like, are you giving this away?
Oh no, she's not giving
No.
that away.
Oh my gosh, why not?
No, but you can go back to Kickstarter and
Yes.
get one.
Go back to
Okay.
Check out the
Kickstarter.
So I can
Kickstarter.
go to the Kickstarter and get one. Okay.
She's giving
Yeah.
away a blind date with the book.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. So
Nice try, Dawn.
I was trying.
She
I'm
likes
really
mangoes.
excited. I'm going on a cruise. I could read that the whole week. I'm just
You
kidding.
could. You could.
yeah, these baddies, we don't have extras to mail out yet. So
Oh.
yeah, I can't give one away just yet. Sorry.
Yeah, and Lainey posted the link to the
Lainey did.
Kickstarter, I think.
Okay, I was good. I was just gonna say, can you send me the Kickstarter link in the private chat? But since Lainey posted
Yes.
it, I'm just
You
gonna
can go grab it there. So.
It's in the chat too.
It is.
Yes,
that
Deanna
is that
says
is it.
postage
Okay.
of that beauty to Australia would be a killer, but
Well, fortunately, we can drop ship from the printer in Australia.
Oh, there you go,
um,
Deanna.
It's not terrible.
oh,
if
that's
you-
awesome.
If you want just the hardcover, but we also have tiers that are all the digital stuff plus swag envelopes, which gets you like a print of the maps, and we have recipe cards, and we have like a ton of very cool stuff. So
That's a good
Yeah.
way to do it because I know I've done a couple of Kickstarters and it's like, oh my gosh, the shipping is outrageous to get it anywhere. It's
Yeah.
super sad, but I mean, you try to make it as
yeah, and like living on the boat, I
super sad.
wanted to support people's projects, but I
Mhm.
couldn't have a lot of stuff.
No, things,
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, those swag envelopes and the digital rewards as well. So like
Yes.
if you order just the hardcover, you also get like all of the digital art. And one really cool thing that we're doing too is the digital art includes coloring bookmarks for each book. So you
Mhm.
can
Oh,
print it
fun.
out and you can color the bookmarks in.
They look
and-
super cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go take another look at my pledge.
You're like,
Saw that.
wait, did I pledge to get all the
Yeah.
cool stuff?
Uh-huh.
Well,
No.
Dawn, it ends in 12 hours. And when are you leaving on your cruise?
Next Saturday. So a week and one
Plenty.
day.
I think that's plenty of time. You could probably get the digital by then or the audiobooks by then. So Yeah.
I'm looking now. Actually, I've already pulled it up, and I've been zoning out a little bit because I'm looking at it. I don't usually admit that on screen when I'm like actually stalking you instead. But
well,
here I
You
am.
got some really fun stuff. So
yeah.
It is fun.
It's been a lot of fun. And we announced today that the Farm Box get a custom spiral notebook that it says, and it says on the cover, a journal for bedfellows. So yeah, it's a lot of fun stuff. We're very
I'm gonna
excited.
have to go take another look at that.
And all of us authors are getting together. The 9th and 10th of November, I think, to actually like put everything together and mail it out. And we're going to have a live stream, which every backer gets access to. We're going to have a cake with the cover on it. Like, very exciting.
It's fun.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
they know how to celebrate, Dawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a party. Come party with us.
Yeah.
Cakes with your book covers on them. I'm going to have to tell my husband that because
Yeah.
we're going to be upping the ante.
Yeah.
So Dylann,
I was just going to say, I've never done it, but I've always wanted to. So this is very exciting.
So I hate to be the party pooper, but if we don't get reading.
Yes. I know. We've been chatting for 25 minutes. I think that's a new record. It's a new record.
I was like scrolling and I'm like, oh crap, it's almost 7:30. We gotta get going.
Yes. No, we are going to hear from Amy. We're going to get to the reading, and then if you have questions for either of our featured authors tonight, please post them in the comments. And yeah, Amy, what have you got for us? Are you starting from chapter 1?
I am. I'm going to start right at the very beginning of chapter 1 because I think meet cutes are fun. Our characters have already met. So this is book 4 in the series. And so this is he's actually the third brother because maybe I skipped ahead for book 3. So he's our third brother. He's known as the love guru in the family. And our heroine is the assistant to the girl who was the star in book 2. So they already know each other. And our trope for the book is dating lessons.
Ooh.
So I read you.
I know you love that one.
I do love dating lessons.
That's one of my favorites that you do.
Always fun. I read you just a little bit from the book description, so you get the gist of it. It says, I can get any woman I want, and I do. So why is the one woman who is completely off limits knocking on my door? Someone, my meddling brothers, told her I'm the love guru, and she wants lessons in falling in love, just not with me.
Oh, I love it.
All right, we're going to leave you to it, and we will be back when you're done.
I'm excited. I am excited. So my book is dedicated for all the women who have had the word fat weaponized against them. The real revenge is to love yourself. They hate it when you do that. All right, we're going to start right at chapter 1. We are in Everett's point of view, and the chapter is called, Why Does It Have to Be Snakes? There are 3 things that I love in life: family, football, and making a woman come so hard they forget their own name. And to be honest, family and football aren't even a close second. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely adore my family. I like that they come to me to be their love guru. Family game night with all my siblings and my dad is a deep passion, especially when I win. I would drop everything if any kingman ever needed me. And football? Well, football is life. But what's life without a well-loved woman warming your bed to make it all better? I'll tell you something I don't love. The fucking anaconda in my pants. No, I'm not talking about my dick. Despite the nickname I happen to know the entire crew of the Mustangs cheerleaders call me. I mean the actual yellow-spotted snake flicking its tongue at me while curled up in my discarded jeans from last night. Why does it have to be snakes? I skirted all the way around the edge of the kitchen, sprinted across the living room, and bolted out the sliding glass door into my backyard. At least this time I had a robe on. How embarrassing would it be to have to yell at the neighbor kid butt naked? Billy! Billy! Come get your pet snake out of my house before I go all Indiana Jones on it. I'd already done my best Indy impression by running the fuck away from the giant-ass snake in my house. I couldn't actually see the kid, but I knew he was there by the telltale football being tossed up and down like every morning. Billy was in the Pee Wee League this year, and if his snake didn't strangle him in his sleep first, he might get good since he was always practicing in his backyard. Who is Indiana Jones? Who is? Kids today. Nobody made them watch the classics. My dad had a love of all things movies. It wasn't family game night on Sundays, it was movie night. Best way to keep 8 rowdy kids occupied for a few hours anyway. Never mind, just come get your damn snake. Yes, sir. Oh, God. I was a sir? I mean, kudos for the respectfulness and all, but I was only 25. I didn't deserve sir status until I was at least 40, right? Or unless I had a cute little subby girl in my bed, she could call me sir all she wanted. It's just Everett or Ev, kid. Billy scrambled his way up their side of the fence and plopped down into my backyard. No, sir, my dad wouldn't like that. His dad didn't seem to like much, but he did like the Mustangs. Probably why Billy was always practicing. I knew what it was like trying to please your old man, except mine was always proud of us, and no matter what or how we did. I pointed at my open back door, and the kid jogged inside, returning quickly with his snake dangling around his neck and shoulders. Keep that snake out of my house for a week, and you and I can toss the ball around next weekend, okay? Sorry, sir, I'll try my best. He hefted his snake a bit more, and she flicked her tongue over his ear. I shivered out the heebie-jeebies that gave me. She's a sneaky one. I didn't even know she was loose again. She sure likes your house a lot. Yeah, I've noticed. This wasn't the first time I woke up to a surprise snake in my house. Billy climbed back over the fence, and I swear that snake looked back at me longingly and flicked its tongue at me. I'd stick out my tongue back at it, but it would probably take that as a taunt and come slithering back to wrap itself around my head and crush my skull. Blah, shiver. Fucking snakes. How anyone had one for a pet was beyond me. After starting my morning with the extra workout of snake wrangling in my blood, practice was going to be a cakewalk. I got dressed and loaded up my gear. Declan and I were carpooling today, so his fiancée, Kelsey, who I would admit to having more than a little bit of a crush on, and her assistant, who I would not admit to having any sort of a crush on whatsoever because she was totally off limits, could have my car. I headed across the street to his place and sauntered in the front door left open for me, tossed the keys on the counter for Kelsey, and went searching for my brother. Dak, you ready to go? That's when I saw Penelope, and my heart stopped. She was lying motionless in the middle of the living room floor, covered in a writhing mass of, God damn it, snakes! Hundreds of them! My brain short-circuited, fight or flight instincts warring with each other. Pen, I croaked out. My utter fear of snakes was going to have to shut the fuck up because I had to rescue a girl in mortal peril. I shook out my hands, bounced on my feet, and squealed like a scared little baby bird as I dove in, my hands frantically sweeping away the serpents. Hold on, Pen, I've got you. Everett, she was moaning or crying or dying right in front of my eyes. I ripped a handful of snakes from her face, and her sobs rang in my ears. Or, wait, was she laughing? I paused, a handful of suspiciously lightweight snakes in my grip, and looked down at Penelope's face. She was grinning up at me, eyes sparkling with mirth. My hero, she said, giggling. I think you can stop choking the snakes, though. I blinked at her, finally registering that the snakes in my hands were fake and made of rubber. The floor around us was littered with faux reptiles of assorted colors and sizes. What the actual hell? I fell back on my ass, tossing the remaining snakes at Penelope's head. It was going to take hours running drills to burn off the enormous amount of adrenaline pumping through me. Penelope sat up, fake snake sliding off of her like the world's weirdest blanket. She reached for me, grabbing onto my shoulders, and damn if I didn't lean into her touch. Her face had dropped from hilarity to empathy. Sorry, Ev, we didn't mean to scare you. Kelsey and I are taking pictures for social media, to hint at her new album drop. I ran a hand through my hair, feeling equal parts relieved and foolish. Right, of course, because that's a totally normal thing to do on a Wednesday morning. Says the guy who just drove into a pit of snakes to save me, Penelope teased. That really was very heroic. Declan walked in with Kelsey and looked around at the remnants of his living room, taking in the damage after the snake tornado. There were several hanging from the chandelier, and every lamp in the place was knocked over by snake torpedoes. Whoa, Declan said, taking in the scene. What'd we miss? Kelsey's eyes lit up. Oh my God, did you get action shots? This is going to be perfect on InstaSnap. Penelope laughed. Even better. Ever just tried to rescue me from certain death by rubber snake? It's all on camera. Declan nearly choked on his coffee. Ev? Mister, I can't even watch snakes on TV. Did all of this to that pile of fake snakes? I took a shaky-ass breath. Hey, I thought she was in trouble. Aw, that's sweet, Kelsey cooed. Terrified of snakes, but still willing to save a damsel in distress. Not terrified, I protested weakly. Just, snakes are dangerous. Penelope stood up, brushing off the last of the fake snakes and offering me a hand up. Well, scared or not, I appreciate the rescue attempt. She had patted my arm, sending an unexpected jolt through me. Your secret's safe with us, Snake Charmer. And by us, I mean Kelsey and the besties. I'll be sure to tag you in the post on InstaSnap. I rolled my eyes and took her hand. A little zing went up my arm, and it took me a beat too long to let go. Yeah. Deck, we better get going or I'll be late for practice. Cal's keys are on the counter. Headed right out the front door, giving the lot of them the bird for trying to murder me with fake snakes. Was the universe trying to tell me something this morning? If it was, I had no idea what. And snakes were not the way I wanted to be informed. I glanced back into the living room from the doorway at Penn. She was arranging the fake snakes around her again, laughing at something Kelsey said. My heart literally skipped a beat. Because of the snakes. Not because Penelope's cheeks were flushed and her eyes sparkling, or the fact that she caught me looking and winked at me. The end of the beginning of the chapter.
Sorry, I just had to unmute everybody.
Yep.
Loved that visual.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Oh, that was super duper cute.
Yeah, hilarious and fun. I love a good pet rescue, but what do you do if you are mortified of snakes? Sandy asked if I'm scared of snakes, and I'm not really. Actually, I'm never going to have a pet snake or whatever, I don't think. But I like snakes because they eat the other creepy crawlies that I don't like spiders.
Yes.
Can I tell Sandy that I am mortified of snakes? Like, that is my biggest fear in this world. In fact, my husband makes fun of me because at one point in time, we were going for a family walk and I saw a snake and I threw my child in front of me and climbed up my husband. And he's like, you realize you just sacrificed your child, right? And I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, yes, you did. So that's how mortified of snakes I am. So I love it.
We do get to find out in the book why our hero is so mortified of snakes, and our heroine does help him overcome that fear.
I love that. And actually, that's now on my TBR because I need to see how he helped her overcome being mortified of snakes.
I'm just
I love
it. Your husband will have to help you.
Okay.
If it's going to be the same.
Okay, I'm going to have him read the book too then.
Yeah.
That'll work.
There you go.
Better yet, have him. You can read it to each other. He can do the.
Yeah.
You can do the male voices and yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Melissa asks if we're going to get a Kingman group wedding coming up soon. Babies, maybe. So we do get a hint at babies, maybe, in the bonus epilogue for the Anaconda Downstairs. So if you haven't read that yet, if you either get my newsletter or if you go to my website, I think there's a place you can download it. Or there's a link at the back of the book, of course, because it's the bonus epilogue for this book. And I'm not quite thinking about Kingman weddings yet because we still have 4 more Kingmans who have to fall in love. So not yet.
Are you going to have any weddings in any of the other books?
I don't know yet because I haven't written them.
Okay.
I may or I may not. Probably not the next 2 because the next 2 happen in in chronological order. This whole year has been one football season. The last book ends at the Super Bowl. And so the next 2 books will be I've got twins and they're in college and it's their senior year of college. So it will be their spring semester. So we probably still won't have any weddings yet while we watch those 2 fall in love, but maybe after that, because I need some of those younger Kingmans to grow up a little bit before I can tell their stories.
Love it.
Age them, and 12 years passed.
And Colleen is reminding us there has actually been one wedding. It was a super secret, sneaky wedding, and maybe not everybody knows about it yet.
Is Colleen spilling secrets in the?
I mean, spoiler alert! But you didn't hear who it is. It was a very fun scene for me to write. I'll just say, you know how I go on the Star Trek cruise every year? One of the stars who also goes on the Star Trek cruise every year is a certified minister. He's a guy who can do weddings.
Listen, the captain of a boat can do weddings as long as they're in international waters.
Yeah.
Colleen, it's okay. I give away Dylan's secrets all the time. We're besties here.
No, it's very fun. And I mean, now anybody who hasn't read are going to have to go read the other books.
That's right.
Which couple maybe went on the Star Trek cruise.
I love it. Love it.
Colleen's been on that cruise twice. You have? Were we on at the same time?
I was just going to ask. Did you cruise together and not even know it?
I mean, we might have. That's fun.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Well, Dylann, we have one more question, but it's actually for Liz, and I pulled it from earlier. So why don't we hear from her first, and then we'll ask her a question.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
Because we're kind of there. So
yeah.
Okay.
Liz, are you starting from chapter 1? Do you need to set anything up for us?
I'm setting just a smidge up. I am going to read from my Farm to Forking story. And the setup you need to know is that the heroine, Molly, is a van lifer, and she is going to the farm to look for a job.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, can't wait to hear this. We will see you after.
Okay. All right. It's a 7.2 mile bike ride to Utterly Creamy, which is a big plus for me. I have a bike that I mount on the back of Vaniel to use for quick trips so I don't have to pick up my home anytime I need to run errands. It's pleasant out today and the weather's good, so it's enjoyable, even if I end up sweaty. It's a farm. Surely no one will care. The dairy farm sprawls out over a hillside, pastures lined with wooden fences rolling out in front of me. I've stopped at the driveway, which leads to the barn and facilities up on the hill, but right in front of me, at the corner of the main road and the driveway, is the farm shop. I almost prop my bike up on the fence, but then decide that while the cows are way on the other side of the field right now, they won't stay there. So I change my mind and prop it up against the farm shop. It promptly falls over because the jam jars on the back rack are too heavy. Thank God the jars are tight in their box. I take the jam box off and set it on the ground, then carefully balance the bike until it's somewhat stable against the wall. When I walk in, the bell rings and a man looks up from the computer at the counter. He's a few years older than me, maybe, with unruly brown hair and a wild smile. "Ah, my first customer," he says. "You've interrupted my game of solitaire." He winks. "Actually, Ethel sent me about a job." "Oh, and how is Miss Ethel doing?" Good. I don't know her very well." The man stands up and comes around the counter. "Well, tell her Kit promises to come by soon and say hello. Now, let's see if I can find Alex." I follow Kit outside. He walks over to the nearby fence and puts his fists on his hips. He scans the pasture, which still has the cows in the far corner, but no humans in sight. He puts 2 fingers to his mouth and whistles. There's an answering bark from far away. Well, that should do it. Alex isn't very good about keeping his phone with him, so you gotta call Trixie. Trixie? I ask. Kit grins. You'll see. He leans on the fence. How do you know Ethel? I explain about Vaniel and my living situation. Kit grows more and more amazed, which is not uncommon when people learn I live in a van. But then he glances up and lifts his chin toward something behind me. There's a man striding down the driveway. He's wearing jeans and a flannel shirt, a seriously grim look on his face. He's got a full, dark beard, and beside him trots a dog, a miniature Australian shepherd without a docked tail. When he gets close enough, he sends an inquiring glance to Kit, who puts a hand on my shoulder. Alex, this is, what was your name? Molly Perkins. Molly Perkins, he repeats. She's here about the job. As much as I would prefer to stay inside and play solitaire all day, I figure you might be happier if I do some more fun stuff with you, like shoveling shit. Now that Alex is close, I can see that he's a big guy. He has long legs and broad shoulders from tossing hay bales all day. Do dairy farmers toss around hay bales? Probably not, but it's my fantasy, so I roll with it. He's also got that kind of rough and tumble cowboy vibe. They probably also don't have horses here, but this is just another improbable extension of the fantasy. I like it. The man who is going to interview me for the job is a stone-cold hottie. Just my luck. Alex nods politely, opens the door with precise movements, and steps inside, holding it open for me. The dog follows him in. I bend down, picking up the jam jars and hoisting them against my chest. Kit is still leaning on the fence, his attention on his phone now that he has handed me over to Alex. Stepping inside, I take a better look around this time. It's kind of disappointing. I was hoping for something like Rose Apothecary, but it's more 1990s closet with white-coated wire racks and a few stand-up fridges. Alex strides over to the counter, his boots leaving behind faint prints on the sealed cement floor. His dog settles into a dog bed in the corner. Alex stands at the computer, back ramrod straight, twines his hands together on the counter, and asks, "Do you have a resume?" I almost respond, "Sir, yes, sir." He has the posture of someone who was in the military and doesn't know he's gotten out. Instead, I heft the box of jam on the counter. First, these are for you. Thank you, but we aren't in the habit of trading or selling products manufactured by strangers. Oh no, these are from Ethel. The man looks down at the jams, back up at me, back down at the jams. These jams? My gran made them? Yes, you didn't know she made jams? No. I cast about for anything else to say and come up with a big fat 0, which is unusual for me. What am I supposed to do with all these jams? Sell them, I think? This is a farm stand, right? Or eat them? Is all he says. And the job? Yes. Alex ducks down, shuffling under the counter, and pulls out some papers. The job is managing this farm stand. You have to be good with customers, our point of sale system, and basic arithmetic. Check, check, and check. I grin at him. Do you have a resume? He asks again. This time, I pull it out of my backpack, and he reads it over before asking me a very few brief yes or no questions. Then he asks, have you ever worked on a farm before? Not a real one. Alex stares at me for a moment. What do you mean, a real one? His eyebrow moves a hair north, which I take as a sign that he's intrigued. I play Stardew Valley. Have you heard of it? He blinks. It's this retro computer game where you inherit a farm, grow crops, raise animals, and basically dominate the small town until you amass enormous wealth. You can raise cows, goats, sheep, and pigs, but you've got to feed, pet, and milk them every day. You milk digital cows? The eyebrow has crept up further, which fills me with a perverse sense of excitement. Yeah, I mean, just like real life, they have to be milked or they get angry. Angry, he echoes. It doesn't sound like a question. Yeah, they get these little angry clouds over their heads. So I could be a Stardew Valley farmer for real here with the cows, I guess. You don't have any sheep, goats, or pigs, do you? Oh, wait, I've already met Barbara, so I've got the sheep covered. We have goats, he corrects me. You realize you won't actually be milking any cows, right? Don't take away my dreams, I joke. I have never once dreamed about milking cows, vastly preferring to take care of virtual ones. Alex's eyebrow goes down. Ah, well. He gives me a brief tutorial on the POS system, which isn't one I've used before, but they all typically translate pretty well. I ring him up on a fake order and show off my chops by trying to upsell him butter and cheese. We don't sell butter and cheese, he grumbles. Looking around, it's pretty slim pickings. There's milk, the bright color labels differentiating between types like whole and skim, eggs, and some farm merch, like sweatshirts and t-shirts. Who are your customers? I ask. We run a CSA program that covers the region from Poughkeepsie to Albany. We do some bulk orders for local restaurants and shops, and we have a few city folk who pass by on their drives upstate and stop in to buy local products. A bit of local traffic, some homesteaders that haven't made the jump to large animals yet, but mostly our milk goes to a dairy cooperative. I hum, and Alex asks if I have any other questions. No, I don't. It's not exactly the bustling gift shop, small bookstore, or artsy stationery store that I've worked for in the past, all of which were seasonal tourist-dependent jobs. But they need someone. I need a job, and Ethel seems pretty set on me working here. I'll call you, Alex says without a smile, offering me his hand for a shake. Pleasure meeting you. I respond with my own niceties and turn to walk out. Just before I get out the door, I pause and glance back over my shoulder. Alex's eyes quickly dart up from a part of my anatomy decidedly lower than my head, and I swear for a minute his cheeks pinken. I think he was just checking out my ass. I tamp down inappropriate belly flutters for my boss. Can I say hi to your puppy? He looks at his dog. Trixie, say hello. Trixie gets up off the floor, tail wagging the dog at 50 miles per hour, but she keeps a respectful distance and then sits. She offers a paw like a prim and proper lady, despite the floor behind her ass getting a good sweeping. Hello, Trixie, I say, shaking her hand and glancing back at Alex. Good girl, he says, and I know he's talking to the dog, but damn, that's hot. Okay, he says. Okay must be her version of go wild. Trixie gets up again, butt wagging everywhere, and gives me a good and proper sniff when I offer the back of my hand. She does not jump, though she's clearly thought about it and then thought the better of it. That's enough. Goodbye, Molly. And I'm dismissed. Ethel wasn't kidding about Alex not being a talker. I need the money, though, and I'll be working by myself in the farm stand. No animals encounters necessary and minimal contact with my boss, who says he has an office up in the barn at the hill. It'll be totally worth it to get Vaniel back up and running again. The end.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oops.
But I play Stardew Valley.
I do too, and I love it.
I was going to say you were muted there part way, Amy, but Amy,
so
but I
funny. Stardew Valley, good times, good times.
Definitely like one of my favorite games. So yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah. Okay. The only question we have right now is, you said your boat.
Yeah, so I mean, we'd been on it for 10 years and we actually sailed around the world in that time. So like we've done a lot of stuff. We did the thing that we set out to accomplish, and yeah, we're ready for something new. We're ready for all 4 seasons, which we will get in Western Massachusetts. For the past couple of years, we've spent the winters in the Bahamas, which is like really lovely, but
no,
it's also not winter. Yeah. So,
how did you choose Massachusetts? Are you or your husband from there, or is it random?
Well, I actually went to school in upstate New York, so we'll be about an hour and a half from my alma mater, and then we really liked a lot of aspects about Western Massachusetts. We liked how outdoorsy it is, and we like the food scene. Like they have a lot of local food, like farms and farmers markets and stuff like that. And we like that. If you like look at where we are on the map, it's like 3.5 hours to my uncle in Plattsburgh, and then 2 hours down to New York and 2 hours over to Boston, and we can go like pretty much anywhere on the East Coast from New York City to Portland in like 3 hours or less. So, and then there's the Green Mountains and the White Mountains and the Adirondacks and like all the stuff.
Lots to do.
So, fun fact, this book is set in a fictional town of Forklick, which does not exist, but it's outside of Climax, New York, which is a real place. And so I was like, I'm only an hour and a half from Climax. So I thought, oh my gosh, why don't I drive all of our Kickstarter stuff to Climax, New York and send it via the post office? So then it would have Climax, New York stamp on it. But Climax is so small, it doesn't have a post office. I know. So there is another town that we mention in the book, especially in Lainey's book, the first one in the series, which is Coxsackie, which they don't pronounce it with Coxsackie, but Coxsackie has a post office, and so I might drive all the stuff to Coxsackie and mail it. So
I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Sounds like you might need to do that.
I think so.
It would be a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll see.
So I have a question. I know Deanna gave you permission to ask your question, Dawn.
Yeah.
The question that yes, the two of you take turns asking every time. But before you do that, can I ask just what is the process like working with 4 other authors in such a tight-knit community?
Yeah. We've been so lucky. It's been an absolute blast. And I know that at least 2 of them are in here. I think Lainey Davis and Karen Gray are still in here. We had those 2 I have met before in person like 2 years ago at a conference. And we pulled in Erin and Ember as well. And like we got together, I think every other week for like over a year before the first book came out and talked about, okay, you know, what is the setup for this series going to be? And we knew we were going to have 5 siblings and granddad was going to pass away and leave the family in a lot of debt. And so we each picked a sibling and kind of like grew from there and, you know, picked our character archetypes and how they were going to fit in. And sometimes you have to go like really deep into it. Karen and Erin's siblings are twins. And so they got together extra to plan how their twins were going to be twins, you know? And then we each like read each other's books really early on and our outlines and plotted together and had an absolute blast doing it. Like it's been amazing. So I'm really excited to finally meet Erin and Ember in person in a couple weeks when we do our fulfillment and celebrate with everyone. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like, I mean, writing in itself is, you know, usually a pretty solitary venture. So it's always fun when you can find ways to work with other people and collaborate on things. And but that's intense. I mean, every other week for a year. That's intense collaborating.
And it's been amazing that we each have different strengths. And so like, you know, the way Ember or Erin outline is different from maybe the rest of us. And so we like, I know Lainey and I have both talked about adopting a little bit more of their plotting strategies to our books. And I am known as the spreadsheet queen in our Discord server, which I'm also probably the Discord queen too, because I set that up. And we're in it every day and chatting. And there's a lot to organize and it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You see what Deanna said?
Yeah.
I gotta put that up there right now.
I feel like Forklick could have its own post office stamp that you can put on our packages.
Stamp it.
Look at her brain go. She's like, I'm gonna do it.
How quickly can I get a stamp?
Right. I feel like Vistaprint can get you one pretty fast.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Hilarious.
That's
fun.
fun.
So Sandy says spreadsheets are awesome, and yes, they are.
I'm just gonna say I just have a comment about like your personal life, like since your personal life was always like seriously, like her sailing across the world. And then now that you're living so close to the Appalachian Trail,
Yes.
I feel like you and your husband are going to be doing that next. And we'll be like, she's like, it's raining. And she's in a tent. But she's like on Romance Happy Hour in a tent.
Telling us about her raining. Next Kickstarter.
And I've got a bear outside my tent. But guess what, guys? I'm going to read to you. And I feel like that's going to be your like next adventure. I'm just going to say that.
Maybe.
We have talked about like getting a camper or something and going around a little bit. We're so lucky in the United States to have amazing national parks. Mm-hmm. And we've been all over the world, but we've hardly done any national parks. So like I think a lot of those are on my list. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah. If you do though, like text me because maybe I can convince my husband that we should go do that with you guys. Because that's like on my bucket list. Like that's far on to like the last part of my bucket list, but it's on there.
The Appalachian Trail, you mean?
The Appalachian Trail, yeah.
Okay.
I would do it with you. I'll do it with you.
Okay. Deal.
I didn't exactly hear her invite you, Dawn. I mean,
if her husband doesn't want to do it with her.
I'm pretty sure Dawn is going to be there anyway.
Dawn just invited herself to wait, you just invited yourself to a trip where you like don't have any creature comforts and you don't shower, and like a lot of people like cut their hair really short and blisters and like bears and that's ballsy.
So Saturday is hunting day and we start hunting. So like I mean that's me.
Okay.
I can do it.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I don't have my nails done. Usually I have fingernails on, but it's hunting season. So
yeah.
I don't right now. I didn't know a lot of people.
Uno and I will stay at home with our creature comforts. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lainey, I will do it in my beaver onesie. I will hike the whole trail in my beaver onesie if I have
Amazing.
to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I will.
That would be awesome.
But we do have one last question, and Deanna gave me permission to ask it. I don't think that they haven't gotten this question yet.
So.
We came up with this question after you guys were on last time.
Okay.
If your life or romance was a trope, what would it be?
Okay. So I do think that my husband and I are an opposites attract romance. We're not quite grumpy sunshine. Like I'm probably pretty sunshiny, but he's not grumpy. Like Alex is super grumpy and my husband is not like that. But he is an introvert and I am an extrovert, and he is a pessimist and I am an optimist. Mm-hmm. So like that comes up a lot in our life.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Amy?
I'm gonna have to say probably like the romances that I have had in my life are almost always some sort of friends to lovers romance.
That's a good one.
Maybe that's also my favorite trope. But when I was working on the Kitty Cat Next Door book, I did very much opposites attract, and I wanted him to be. I watched a lot of. Do you remember the old sitcom Dharma and Greg?
Yeah.
So I watched a ton of Dharma and Greg because I wanted my characters to be that. Like she's the like kind of all over the place, fun, sunshiny, and he was never really a grump, but very like staid and didn't like really go outside of his.
He's a starchy hero.
Yeah, yes, starchy. I love that. He's definitely a starchy hero. And I was telling one of my friends about the storyline, and they're like, "Yeah, that's the person that you need to go find." And I was like,
a starchy hero.
I need a starchy hero to balance out
my starchy hero.
Balance out my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't decide if a starchy hero is a good thing or a bad thing.
No, I mean I love Greg in Dharma and Greg.
Yes.
Because And the
He's
way
more
that I did it,
laced, I guess.
Yeah, like straight laced. You know, a rule follower. But
Yeah.
maybe somebody who doesn't always go out and have fun. So they need somebody in their lives to colorful it up a little bit.
Yeah,
but often that sunshiny Dharma character needs somebody to kind of bring some normalcy.
That is true.
For sure.
Right?
She was pretty out there.
She was pretty out there. And I love her.
I love it.
Yep.
Love it.
Lainey says starchy heroes are great for the right heroine.
Yeah, exactly.
That is true.
Exactly.
You know what? There's somebody out there for everyone.
Yep.
True.
That's what we write about.
That is true.
But maybe somebody should flip it around and do a starchy heroine.
I am likely doing something like that in the next time.
Okay. Which book would that be?
Tracks. Yep.
Do we have a title?
We do, but I cannot tell you.
Oh,
I have so much fun with my readers guessing the titles of the next book. So I can give you the initials and you can guess from there. So the initials are T, J, I, C. And you have to guess.
You've heard it here. If you want to go and guess,
I just put it in there.
Thank you.
Who are starchy heroine?
A starchy heroine and
hero is
sunshine
hero. TJIC. Go to where do they go to guess it?
I mean, eventually it'll be on my Instagram. We always have a good time guessing over on Instagram.
Like the Jaguar in
Colorado. Lainey, you got it. There we go. The Jaguar in Colorado.
I was gonna say in the closet, but I'm missing a T.
Yeah.
I got stuck on closet too. I'm not sure why, but
okay, closet. So closet is a big if maybe.
I don't know. I mean, it's got to be. What other J animals are there? It's got to be a jaguar.
I mean, jaguars sound fun to me, but also usually my animals are something sort of a little bit cheeky. So
so it's something the iguana.
Nobody's saying the J is the animal. It could be somewhere else in there.
You're right. It could be the jumpy iguana.
Cougar.
It could be something with a cougar. I feel like cougars.
Yeah. Jackrabbit. The jackrabbit is
very
in the cougar.
The jackrabbit in the cougar. Something. I mean, that's pretty cheeky.
The jackrabbit in the cougar.
The jackrabbit is coming.
Oh yeah, that's it. How did you guess?
All right.
This is why I don't tell people the titles until the book comes out, because if you go to my Instagram, we played this same game for the Anaconda Downstairs, and I got such hilarious guests that we did an entire post of all wrong answers. They are just friggin' hilarious. They're so funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
Linda says her lips are sealed, so she clearly knows. Amy, how does she know?
I mean, sometimes I give some hints in some places, like maybe on my Patreon or places like that.
The jailed in cougar.
Could be. Could be.
I think it has to be cougar, because that's like that's like something Amy would write about. The cougar
can be a little bit cheeky. Yeah. I mean.
Well, on that note.
We're way over it.
I think it's time to say goodnight.
I think
on that note, I feel like you should remind everybody to enter the giveaways.
For sure. We're going to. I was wrapping up, Amy. Thank you. We do have a giveaway open, and Amy is giving away a signed copy of the Anaconda Downstairs.
Yep.
And Liz, you have for signing up for your newsletter.
Yep.
And then Liz, you are giving away a blind date with a book.
Yes. So it's a randomly selected book of mine, and it'll come signed and wrapped and with a little bit of extra goodies.
And that you want people to follow you on Instagram.
Yes.
So yeah, go check that out. It's all of the details for that are posted on the Romance Happy Hour Facebook page. Oh, I do like that. The jammied iguana. I do like that.
That is definitely it.
But where's the C?
We haven't got there yet.
Okay. The jammied iguana
Conundrum.
conundrum.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
See, we might be onto something with that one.
Maybe we might even change her plot with our
Oh, I bet. Yes. I think there's 1,000% chance of that.
1,000% chance that I am definitely changing it to
an iguana
jammied iguana conundrum. It's now a mystery.
Conundrum.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
right.
mystery
Cozy.
with an iguana.
Yeah, now it's a cozy mystery. I don't know what happened after that.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for your input. I'm sure Amy will take it under careful consideration.
Indeed.
And change her plot.
Exactly.
Totally.
And Dawn will be here second
Will.
Thursday in November, while I will be traipsing around, probably hobbling around Greece. But well, actually, I will have just gotten there at that point.
Oh, so no hobbling yet.
She'll be
I probably
asleep.
will still be able to walk.
Right.
She'll be asleep, actually.
I will be asleep, hopefully.
Jet
while the show
lagged.
is going on next time. Yes.
Yeah.
So Dawn will see you in November, and then we only have one show in November and one in December
Yeah.
before the end of the year. So
Then it's 2025 already.
I know. How is that even possible?
I'm not sure.
Wild.
I don't know.
Not sure at
All right. Well, thanks for joining us again. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Both
Tons
of
of
you
fun.
just absolutely loved what you shared. Make sure you go check out Liz's Kickstarter that is only open for another 11 hours now.
Mhm.
And get your girthy copy of
Get your girthy, chunky book.
Yes. So, all right. We will see you next time. Everybody have a great evening. And yeah, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.